Aww! You actually got on YouTube to watch my video. I'm so proud of you guys. Alright, so I am going to do everything from today's class over, and hopefully it helps. Alright, so I'm going to fly through these. You know you want to break down this guy with this guy. So you're going to do 1,000 divided by 10, and if you do that in your calculator you should get 100. You want it to be a 10, so let's make that a little smaller. 100 divided by 10 is 10. Alrighty. Let me circle these up. 1, 2, 3. I didn't do anything to this side over here, so I'm just going to rewrite that. 10 to the x equals. Now I had a 10 inside, and I've got 1, 2, 3 of them. Sorry, my handwriting is horrible. Alright, and then x equals 3. That is your answer. And once again, that's because we know that 10, oh god, that's not what I want. We know that 10 equals 10. I'm not worried about that. I'm trying to solve this guy, x. And the only other thing up there on that exponents level was 3. So x equals 3. So you could break this one down like that if you want, or you were taught a trick. You can count the number of zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to be 10 to the 5th power. That's the quick way to do that, right? If you need to break it down like this and everything, blah, 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 you can do that. Well, it should be 10,000. Anyways, you guys are pretty solid on that, so I'm not going to spend time on it. Anyways, the answer for this one was x equals 5. Cool. Alright, this one, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, right? Now, the common mistake that a lot of people do is they forget about this 1. So let's write this again, 10 to the x, because I did nothing to that first side, equals 1 over 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 10 to the 4th, right? Now I've got to move this guy up. We've already learned that when you cross the line, you change the sign. Oh, so instead of a 10 to the positive 4 down here, when you move it up, it's going to become 10 to the negative 4. And because of that, your answer is x equals negative 4. It's beautiful. I made it just for you. Alright, cool. Next. So, if you didn't catch it, I was going over the review guide like I told you guys today in class, and I'm going to do it again here. Alright, so let's break down this 36. You need to do that with a 6. Don't get caught up by it looking like a fraction and stuff like that. That's okay. 36 divided by 6 will give you 6. You don't need to make those smaller. So you're going to have 6 to the x equals 1 over, so I had a 6 inside, and I have 2 of them, so it should be 6 to the 2. Move that up, and it's going to become 6 to the x equals 6 to the negative 2, right? And my final answer is x equals negative 2. Superman. Anyways. Alright. Same thing. I know there's a number out here. An exponent. Don't get confused by that. So let's break it down. 49. I'm using the 7. So 49 divided by 7 is going to give you 7. And I don't need to break it down any further. This is the one that we were kind of messing up on, and that's okay. 7 to the 2nd power, right? What some people did was they just said, oh, x equals 2. But unfortunately, that's not right. Whoa, that's not what I wanted at all. Alright. You can't forget about this guy right here. So let's make sure we don't forget about him. Let's write him in there. So you got to write him outside, right? Let me just highlight this color so you can see where it's coming from. It's from here. And you guys are really good at this. Distributive property. Whoops. So it'll be 7 to the x equals 7 to the, okay, I got to multiply 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is going to give me 6. I've got 2 7s, so I'm just looking at the exponents now. X equals 6. Alright, cool. Next. Alright, I got to break down this 125 with a 5, because that's what's over here. And 125 divided by 5, that's going to give you 25. I need to make this smaller because I want it to be a 5. So 25 divided by 5 is going to give me a 5. Now things are looking good. I don't need to break down those 5s any further. So I've got 1, 2, 3. I did nothing with this side yet over here. Nothing. So I'm just going to rewrite that side. 5 to the x minus 6 equals. Now my base over here is 5, right? So I've got 5 to the, let me count them up. I've got 1, 2, 3. This is going to be 5 to the third. Another common mistake. People just say, oh, x equals 3. Yay. Sorry, but you're wrong. It's a common mistake. Be careful. You've got x minus 6 equals 3. We don't care about these 5s anymore. We know 5 equals 5. So let's write that down. X minus 6 equals 3. And you guys are really good at this. How do you get rid of a minus 6? Because that's what's near the x. You got to do the opposite, which is plus. X equals, that's not a negative, that's an equal sign, by the way. 3 plus 6 is going to give you 9. I'm running out of smiley faces. Alright, number 5. Let's keep going. We've got a base of 9 on the first side, so we need to break down that bigger guy, 81. So 81 divided by 9 gives you 9. And you don't need to make those smaller because that's what you have on the first side. So let's do that. 9 to the x equals, my new base is 9, it's no longer 81. And I have 1, 2 of them. So it should be 9 to the second. Just like 2 problems before this one. Don't forget about this guy, please. He's still there. Can't abandon him. X minus 4, right? Now we got to use our distributive property. Meep. Meep. Alright. So, my exponent on this side is x. Then I've got equals. And I'm going to highlight it just so you can kind of track it with your mind. 2 times x is going to give me 2x. Then I've got a minus, so let me just write that down. The next thing is 2 times 4. If you put that in your calculator, you're going to get 8. Now remember, I want you to put all the x's on this side, right? So how do you do that? You got to take it away. You know, from elementary school, take away means subtraction. What you do to one side of the equal sign, you got to do it to the other. So if I have 1x, and I'm taking 2 x's away from it, I'm going to have negative 1 x's equals, and look, I've got a minus 8, so that's a negative 8. Almost there, guys. I've got to divide by what's in front, which is a negative 1. Those cancel. And if you put this in the calculator, negative 8 divided by negative 1, you're going to get your answer. And that answer is going to be 8. Alright, cool. Now this is the hard stuff. Not gonna lie. You ready? Same exact process, but it is tough. So let's do it. I want to start breaking down this guy. I'm going to use this 25, right? So if I do 125 divided by 25, it's weird. It's going to give me a 5. Now, I can't write this as 25 to the second power because I don't have two 25s. So you know what? Let me go ahead and keep breaking this down. I know I can use this guy, the 5. So 25 divided by 5 gives me 5. 1, 2, 3. Let me just worry about this right side for a second. So I'm going to rewrite it. Equals. It's going to be 1 over, because I did absolutely nothing with that. 5 to the third. And I've still got this x minus 5 outside. And we'll use a different color. So let me write that here. X minus 5. Cool. Since I've got a base of 5 on this side, I want to break this side down too. 25 divided by 5 is 5. And you don't have to break, oh my gosh. You don't have to break it down further, you're good. So this side is going to become 5, because it's your base, and you have 1, 2 of them. 5 to the second. And, once again, don't forget you got something outside. So let's put that there. X plus 3. Let me just highlight it so you can see the color. Okay. I've actually got to move this guy up before I start doing my distributive property. So let me write that again. 5 to the 2. X plus 3. I'm just writing this side again, guys. Equals. This side is going to be 5 to the negative 3. Because when you cross the line, you change the sign. X minus 5. Alright? Cool. Distributive property. Be careful with this guy. It's a negative, right? Once again, I don't care about these 5s anymore. Because 5 equals 5. I know you know that. So let me start multiplying this stuff out. 2 times x is going to give me 2x. I don't like that color. It's going to give me 2x. Then I've got a plus. 2 times 3 is going to give me 6. Equals. Sorry, I forgot to do that. Ta-da! Let me worry about this side now. Negative 3. Don't forget about that negative. Times x is going to give me negative 3x. We got a minus. Let's treat this like a negative 5. Negative 3 times negative 5 is going to give you... Actually, you know what? Let me not do that. We didn't do it like that in class. Negative 3 times 5. Let me just put that minus there. Negative 3 times 5 is going to give you negative 15. I know you guys learned about this keep, change thing. Minus a negative. Gotta make it a plus. Okay? Now let's solve it. Gotta move your numbers. You gotta move this over here. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. To get rid of a plus 6, I'm gonna do minus 6. Right? Let me move this. Ta-da! Let me change the background too. Okay. So what I've got left on this side is 2x equals negative 3x. And then if you do 15 minus 6, you're going to get 9. Now this one's weird. Usually we do minus, right? Minus the 2x or minus the 3x. But it's a negative. So to get rid of a negative, I don't want to subtract. It's going to make it smaller. I'm going to do the opposite, which is plus. And kind of cancel that out. Those guys are gone. Now on this side, 2x plus 3x, let me highlight, 2x plus 3x is going to give me 5x, right? Let me highlight that so you can see the color. Equals, equals 9, right? Last step, you divide by 5, that cancels, and you're going to have x equals 9 divided by 5. I'll accept that as an answer. Or x equals, let me throw that in my calculator. 1.8. Either one of these are acceptable. I just put 9 divided by 5 in my calculator. Alright, you cool? You're still with me? If you are, cool. If not, have a good night. I'm still going though. I'm going to skip around for a second. Number 8. This one's actually a lot easier than it looks. Use the laws of exponents to simplify. You guys are really good at that. So let's do that. Whee! 12 to the, it's going to be 4 times 0, right? Which means there's going to be 12 to the 0. And I don't know if you remember, but anything to the 0 power equals 1. That's the answer. That's it. You're done. Okay. And this is the last one I am going to do for... Nope, I've got 2 more. Jeez, I'm ready for a break. I'm going to keep going because I love you guys. Alright. So determine whether each expression is equal to 81. This is number 1 on your review packet, right? I've got to start breaking that down. I don't know which one of these are going to be my correct answer because I haven't broken it down. Right? So let me start doing that. Let me change this background. 81 divided by 3, because all the bases down here are 3. Let me just use that. 81 divided by 3 gives you 27. Let's keep breaking that 27 down. 27 divided by 3 gives you 9. 9 divided by 3 equals 3. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me just put that as a note over here. 81 is really the same thing as 3 to the 4th power, right? Cool. One of these, you got to show your work for all of these, by the way. I know this one is wrong automatically because it's not right. I mean, it doesn't match. This 3 to the negative 4 power really means 1 over 3 to the 4th. 81 isn't a fraction. They don't match. So it is wrong. If you remember this, that is our... Whoa, I can't spell. Quotient rule. Let me leave that up here. We're going to subtract them, right? So I'll do it both ways actually, just in case if you don't remember. The quick way is you just subtract these exponents, right? So it'll be 3 to the 6 minus 2. And that's going to give you 3 to the 4th. Bam! There's an answer. If you don't remember how to do the rules, that's okay. Even though it takes a little more time, I want you to spread it out. At the top, I've got 3 to the 6th power. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? On the bottom, I've got 2. 1, 2. Let's cross these guys out. And what do you have left? You got 4 3s. So it's also 3 to the 4th power. So anyways, this is correct. This one looks a little weird, but this means multiplication. That is our product rule. And don't forget, the trick is you're supposed to add them, right? So I'll do it the short way and the long way. I'm adding 1 plus 4. Because those are my exponents, right? 1 plus 4 is 5. That's not right. Let me just check it the other way though. How many 3's are right here? There's 1. So let me just write down 1. How many 3's are right here? What does that exponent 4 mean? Yep, it means I have 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so let me count them up. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5. So that's 2 ways. You don't have to do both. I'm just showing them both to you. That's 2 ways to show that this one, unfortunately, is wrong. This one you guys are really good at. Power of products. Rule. I can't even fit that. It's so long. Jeez. Anyways. For this guy, you've got to do your distributive property. It'll be 3 to the 2 times 2. And 2 times 2 is 4. There's an answer. So, for number 1, there are 2 answers. And there are 2 wrong answers. Okay? Cool. Oh man, I'm ready for a break. I'm exhausted. Alright. So, I'm going to go through this one a little fast. This is a number bank. Use it, please. We're going to review this again on when we meet tomorrow or on Thursday, whenever I have you. But first, you have to break this down. And you want to use a 10 because clearly that's all over the place. So, 1 over, I'm going to do the cheat way. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 zeros. So it means it's 10 to the 5th. Now I want to make it look like this. So I've got to move that up. So instead of 10 to the 5th, you know that 5 is positive. When you cross the line, you change the sign. It's going to be negative. So out of all of these options, what can I put in here that will be correct? The answer is negative 5. Let me cross that off. I can't use it again. It's done. Goodbye. Sweet dreams. Alright, now, here, I'm just going to go ahead and write some 10s in here. Because I know that whatever I, multiply out, it's got to be like this. It's got to have a base of 10, right? So let me do that. I'm going to highlight your only options really for this one. They're down here. Right? Are you able to find 2 options that when you add their exponents, I'll highlight the exponents. Is there a possibility of adding any of these that'll give you negative 5? You can pause the video now if you want some time to think about it. I know 5 plus 10 is not going to be right because 5 plus 10 is 15, right? Let me try another one. Negative 1 plus negative 3, if I did that, let me try that out. Negative 1 plus negative 3. That's really close. That's not right. That's negative 4. So let me erase that. There it is. If you do 10 to the negative 3 times 10 to the negative 2, you're going to have to add those exponents. And let me just double check my work. I always double check my work to make sure I'm right. Negative 3 plus negative 2 is negative 5. So, they're correct. Let me cross them out. I don't have to use them anymore. Just a word to the wise. If I were you, I would do this division 1 first before this. Alright, this one right here has more than one answer. I should put a plus, I guess. Alright. Honestly, it's actually pretty cool because I don't have that many options left. I know I need 10s in here, right? So let me change the color of my highlight. The only options that I have left are 10 to the 10th, 10 to the 5th, and 10 to the negative 1. One common mistake that I see a lot of people do is they'll do this. I'm sorry, you're super close, but I can't give you credit for that, right? Because you're going to be subtracting these guys. 10 minus 5 equals 5. That's not what I want though. I want it to be a negative 5. So you know what? I like it a lot. Let me just switch them. I'm going to put the 5 up here and the 10 down there. Let me check if that works. Is 5 minus 10 negative 5? Yes, it is. Alright, cool. I just checked my work for that. That's cool. So let me cross out the ones that I just used. I used 10 to the 5th and 10 to the 10. Cool. Alright. You know, once again, you need a base of 10. There's only one option left, so let me just write that in. 10 to the negative 1. And for real, you guys should be able to figure this one out. There's only one. Let me highlight them. There's only one of these options that could be correct. When you multiply negative 1, you want it to equal negative 5. And the only number you could use that with is 5. Because negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. Alright. I am exhausted. I'm all tuckered out. I need a bottle of water and a nap. Alright guys, have a great day. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. And take care. Peace.